Hello, Fáilte. Welcome to our next installment of the Táin Cuailnge, the cattle raid of Cooley, with myself, Lora O'Brien. And we are going to share the screen right now and have a look. We are, as usual, looking at Joseph Dunn's 1914 translation of the Táin Cuailnge here. And we have quite a lot done already, so if you haven't been keeping up, then absolutely go back, and there is a video and a video introduction, and then we go into the episodes as we're going through them. We finished on the healing of the Mórrígan the last time, and today we're going to look at the Great-rout, I think that is, Great-rout on the plain of Murthemne. My English pronunciation is not that great these days, but the Great-rout on the plain of Murthemne. Rout. I think it's rout, isn't it? When you're routing. Yes. The Great-rout on the plain of Murthemne is what we're doing right now. The warriors of 4 of the 5 grand provinces of Éireann pitched camp and made their station in the place called Breslaughmore, the Great-rout, in the plain of Murthemne. Their portion of cattle and spoils they sent on before them to the south of the cow stalls of Ulster. Cuchulainn took station at Furtha, the grave mound, at Lugh, the slopes hard by them. So we're still dealing with everybody else except Ulster, basically. That's the 4 of the 5 grand provinces of Éireann, and Cuchulainn still defending Ulster. So Cuchulainn saw far away in the distance the fiery glitter of the bright golden arms over the heads of 4 of the 5 grand provinces of Éireann, in the setting of the sun in the clouds of evening. Great anger and rage possessed him at their sight, because of the multitude of his foes, because of the number of his enemies. Then Cuchulainn arose, and he grasped his 2 spears and his shield and his sword. He took his shield and brandished his spears and wielded his sword and sent out the hero's shout from his throat, so that the fiends and goblins and sprites of the glens and demons of the air gave answer for the fearfulness of the shout that he lifted on high, until Nemain, which is Bive, brought confusion on the host. The 4 provinces of Éireann made such a clangor of arms with the points of their spears and their weapons that 100 warriors of them fell dead that night of fright and of heartbreak in the middle of the camp and quarters. So here we see Nemain being basically invoked by Cuchulainn. And the Mórrígan again, or sorry, Mórrígan, the plurals, because this is obviously not the Mórrígan herself that we have seen up until this point, but this is Nemain, who's being equated with Bive, is being evoked by the noise, by the hero's shout from his throat, and by the fiends and goblins and sprites of the glens. So that would be the Gennety Glynna and Devna Air and Bachanig and Bonanig. So these are beings of the other world, basically, is really what's going on here. Bachanach is a particular type of she as well. So so all of these were being called forth anyway, and then Nemain came along as well and brought confusion on the host. And it kind of goes to show that maybe Nemain is impartial. Nemain's there for the noise and the battle and the confusion. So as Lugh stood there, he descried something. A single man coming from the northeastern quarter athwart the camp of the 4 grand provinces of Éireann, making directly for him. A single man here cometh towards us now. Cuchulainn, cried Lugh. Lugh has all these little pet names for Cuchulainn. Sometimes it's Cuch, and sometimes it's Cuchulainn. I think this is the first time we've seen this. But what manner of man is he? Cuchulainn asked. Not hard to say. A great, well-favoured man then, broad, close-shorn hair upon him, and yellow and curly his back hair. A green mantle wrapped around him, a brooch of white silver in the mantle over his breast, a kirtle of silk fit for a king, with red interweaving of ruddy gold he wears, trussed up on his fair skin and reaching down to his knees. A black shield with hard rim of silvered bronze thereon, a 5-barbed spear in his hand, a pronged by spear beside it. Marvellous in sooth the feats and the sport and the play that he makes. But him no one heeds, nor gives he heed to anyone. No one shows him courtesy, nor does he show courtesy to anyone, like as if none saw him in the camp of the 4 grand provinces of Erin. In sooth, O fosterling, answered Cuchulainn, it is one of my friends of fairy kin that comes to take pity upon me, because they know the great distress wherein I am now all alone against the 4 grand provinces of Erin on the plunder of the kine of Cuailnge. Now in this Cuchulainn spoke truth. When the young warrior was come up to Cuchulainn, he bespoke him and condoled him with, Sleep then a while, O Cuchulainn, said the young warrior, thy heavy fit of sleep by Fertha in Lugh, the grave mound of the slopes, till the end of 3 days and 3 nights, and I will oppose the hosts during that time. Accordingly, Cuchulainn slept his heavy fit of sleep at the grave mound of the slopes till the end of 3 days and 3 nights, and well he might sleep. Yet as great as was his sleep, even so great was his weariness. For from the Monday before Samhain, summer end, even to the Wednesday after spring beginning, Cuchulainn slept not for all that space, except for a brief snatch after midday, leaning against his spear, and his head on his fist, and his fist clasping his spear, and his spear on his knee, but hewing and cutting, slaying and destroying 4 of the 5 grand provinces of Erin during this time. So Cuchulainn hasn't slept apparently from the Monday before Samhain, even to the Wednesday after spring beginning. So that would be all through the winter, obviously. And he hasn't been asleep for all that space, except for a brief snatch after midday. So all of this is going to really build a picture that Cuchulainn is not human, that he's otherworldly. And, you know, he's kind of at a place here. He has access to both the, you know, what's called the demons. He has access to the otherworld goddesses, or goddess. We've already seen him interacting with the Mórrígan, more or less in nemesis form, but he also has this description of this this fairy kin that comes, Shikara, which would be my friend from the other worlds, the other world. And then it was that the warrior from Fairy laid plants from the fairy wrath and healing herbs, and put a healing charm into the cuts and stabs, into the sores and gaping wounds of Cuchulainn, so that Cuchulainn recovered his sleep without ever perceiving it. So Cuchulainn is basically cured of all of that by the magic from the other world. Now it doesn't name this warrior, but this description here that we have is very I've definitely seen it, you know, called Lugh, and Lugh is supposed to be or theoretically at least one of Cuchulainn's fathers, potential fathers. It's all a bit complicated when it comes to the birth of Cuchulainn. So it's a good bet anyway that this is Lugh that has come to aid him from the other world, and is paying no attention to the rest of the men of Erin. So here we have 2 deities showing up pretty much in aid of Cuchulainn, as well as all the Genneti Glynna and the Bochannig and the Bonannig and the demons of the air and all of that. And like I said, very firmly placing Cuchulainn in his position and role and function as an otherworld character. So we're going to leave that there for today, and I will keep recording the Táin. Make sure, like I said, you check out the playlist, and please let YouTube and me know that you like and are appreciating these videos, and definitely sign up for updates by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell for notifications. And you'll get more like this over at the Irish Pagan School, and there's loads of links below as well if you want to go and check out any of the rest of that. Okay, so it's long full, and I will see you in the next video.